What's poppin', everybody? This is the cartoon kid Ray Rawlins, and today we are reviewing a classic episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. We're dipping into season 3, man, and we're checking out a good old classic. Personally, one of my favorites from my childhood, SpongeBob Meets The Strangler. Now, everybody remembers this episode, man. If you've been a long-time SpongeBob fan, you got to remember this episode. But if you don't, we got Mr. Alex Payne in here, and he's going to give you the episode breakdown and tell you what's going on. So, Mr. Alex Payne, do your shit.
I didn't know I was here. But, no, this episode is, I guess you could say it's kind of a simple premise, really. SpongeBob goes out to clean up the litter in the Krusty Krab parking lot, sees who he comes to know as the Tattletale Strangler littering, calls the police on him, and as the name would suggest, he strangles whoever tattles on him. So he gets away from the police, and SpongeBob's trying to look for protection. So the Tattletale Strangler pretends to be a bodyguard. So basically, like, the whole episode is him trying to kill SpongeBob. But SpongeBob just keeps running all type of errands and having parties until he slowly drives him mad.
Listen, my first impression of this episode is, well, I'll tell you what my true first impression of this episode was when I was fucking 9 years old. I remember this clear as day. Man, it's crazy how you notice the severity of things when you become an adult. Because I, for the longest time, thought strangle meant simply just choke. Okay, I'm like, oh, he just wants to choke SpongeBob. That's it. I didn't think he legit wanted to kill SpongeBob. And obviously, being a kid, noticing the severity, like, okay, interesting. This is a good episode, man. SpongeBob's not in no danger. He just wants to choke him, which is kind of understandable. We call the police on him. But looking at this episode again now, the dude basically got freaking locked up. He got the handcuffs put on him. He got the shankles put on his ankles and all that shit. Just because he was littering, throwing paper on the ground?
Well,
I'm pretty sure we all littered before. I mean,
well, I think the
indication?
I think the indication is that he's friggin'. They know he's a murderer and all that other shit, and they've caught him because they even said to SpongeBob, "Hey, you finally caught the Tattletale Strangler."
But still, man, SpongeBob, you're calling the police on somebody who freaking litters? We all littered at the hands that we all littered. I can tell you how many times I pissed in somebody. I pissed in my mouth. Never mind. But listen, that's the main thing I took away from this. It's like, man, all this happened just because this dude was littering. Okay? And SpongeBob, you didn't know who he was calling the police on, but you just got your whole life put in danger because you calling on somebody for littering. But that's my first impression, man. What about you? Go ahead. Speak your shit. What is your first impression?
My first impression is the detail of sound in this episode. Because, like, first of all, I don't know why, but I kind of low-key enjoyed the sound of the sound it made when he was stabbing the litter, like when he was getting the litter, like that. Like, I don't know why, I just low-key enjoyed. But like that, and the like detail of the sound when he was holding the friggin' the fucking blanket on the word, the hand towels and shit. It's like that. It's like you could. It genuinely sounded like what an actual hand towel would sound like if you were holding it and shit. And I'm pretty sure y'all don't call them hand towels as I say this, but because it just dawned on me.
No, but we do. We call them face towels, actually.
I don't know if that's weird or not. But anyway.
It's a general washcloth. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, right. So, like that, and plus, like, later on when he's, well, I'm gonna just slip into it. Moments when he's trying to get through the window, and SpongeBob, and he says, "Can you hop up on my shoulders, kid?" And then SpongeBob's like, "Sure, with these spiky cleats, anything is possible," and just like jumps into this guy's eyes.
Listen, that's the main reason why we're reviewing this episode.
Get your feet out of my eye sockets. But like,
that's the main reason why we're reviewing this episode, man. Because that moment came to our heads the other day. We're like, oh, we got to talk about that one.
But the main reason I'm mentioning that in this context is because, like, like I just like you could have heard the sound of his shoes hitting the
Oh
ground when
yeah,
he was moving. Not even like I don't mean SpongeBob. I mean the Stranglers.
yeah. The string. No, I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I
So
heard that
like
shit.
the detail of sound is what my first impression was for this episode. But in terms of the moments like that friggin' the eye socket moments, the friggin' when he was like he
You can
wants
hear
to.
the sound of the sound of his SpongeBob's shoes, and when he pulls them out of the eyes, like it's like mix that pop. Like oh.
But
Just look at him afterwards. It's like, oh man, dude. Oh, I feel. Listen, you gotta mention this too. How the motherfucking how that shit was just played up super dramatically. One, SpongeBob's just looking for the key. He spends 20 minutes looking for the key. The narrator says 20 minutes later. This dude's looking for the key for 20 minutes. Okay, the bodyguard is obviously upset after everything that's been going on that entire day. Then this dude gets his freaking SpongeBob's cleats smashed into his eye socket, spiky cleats, and then they're basically running around 6 hours later. It's like, oh man.
my
So
question is,
yeah,
how is it not night yet?
right. I mean, the only thing I could say about that is that it's 6 o'clock when that it's probably gonna be like noontime when all that happens, and then obviously 6 hours later, man, when he finally like gets home, it's probably like six. Oh well, no, he gets home probably around like 1, and then it's like 7 or something. It's springtime, so the sun's still out and this and that, but it's just crazy, man.
But
I just like how they play that shit up dramatically, though. That dramaticness is awesome.
no, yeah, listen, you're definitely right. Cause that makes you get your feet out of my eye sockets. I'm trying, but my cleats are stuck on your corneas. It's like, god damn. But another funny moment to me was when friggin' this was when he first met the bodyguard, and he's like, it's like he's out there and he wants to strangle me with his diabolical hands. I hope they're
Oh
not
man!
dirty.
And then you
you
see
just
them
it, like,
gigantic ass fingers.
yeah, yeah, that was funny to me. Um, what else? I don't know. You got any? Because you probably jogged my memory on one.
You know what? The number one. Actually, I say this has to be my second favorite moment that I remember from this episode is when SpongeBob goes to ask Mr. Krabs for some assistance, and Mr. Krabs always brags about his experience in the Navy and military and shit. And he's like, oh, yeah, all right, I got him. I got this. You know, I'm the Golden Claws in the Navy. I got this. This ain't nothing. SpongeBob showed him the picture, and, man, he crawled inside his shell. Oh, Lord, Mr. Krabs, listen. Mr. Krabs was quick to hit that oopty-doo. He was out of there. He ain't having none of that. So, and I
take your
Mr. Krabs ain't going.
with you.
And another one of the moments I didn't mention is obviously another moment when he's trying to recruit some assistants, and then he goes. I want to say he goes to the gym, and he sees this big green buff motherfucker just running out of there, and you hear hold me. It's just like, man, that's one of the dopest moments. Like, that entire episode, you see all these people. You see Larry the Lobster cower down to that motherfucker, and then you see this big green motherfucker hold me. And it's just like, man, yeah, this dude is definitely something that needs to be worried about. But with all that being said, man, that was my last final moment, and that was honestly I had to end it with that one. That was one of the dopest ones. But hold me. We got to get into the final review, man. Okay, so I gotta say, ever since I was a kid, like I said, man, this episode was you guys don't understand. Listen, to all my freaking SpongeBob, longtime SpongeBob fans, man, and I'm still a youngin'. I'm 22 years old. I mentioned that all 22 years old, but I remember this shit, watching this shit when I was like fucking 7, 8 years old, maybe. It's just like, man, this was a fucking classic. I remember this, but I gotta say, I loved it when I was a child. Now that I'm older and I obviously understand a lot more about shit, this episode was really dark. SpongeBob was trying to get away from a freaking serial killer in a sense. So, and it's just like, it's so funny when you don't see that shit when you're little. You really don't. I just thought this dude wanted to choke SpongeBob. I'm like, what makes this guy so bad? He just wants to choke SpongeBob, man.
Well, I mean, just choking someone isn't good, even if you don't.
It's not good. It's not good, but it's just like the severity of it. Like, I know what's happening now. And that's what's freaking SpongeBob's trying to get away from a serial killer, and it's kind of fucked up. It's like nobody wants to help this dude. Like, yo, you think about it, if Mr. Krabs, he ain't that, he's a Navy guy, but if Mr. Krabs helped him, he had Larry the Lobster, he had Patrick Star, all them niggas backing him up. Man, they gonna do they gonna fuck the Strangler up, okay? They gonna hurt that dude. They gonna straight up murk him. Okay, screw that. Just get Sandy. Sandy will murk him. Okay. So that's all I gotta say, man. This episode was good. It was good, and it's just in comparison, since we're doing the modern day SpongeBob reviews, it's just like it has a whole totally different feel to it, and it's hard to explain. Like, and I'm sure you know what I mean. Like, if you watch this episode and watch a modern day SpongeBob after this, it's like it's just missing that feel. It's not feeling as, I guess it's because you could call it nostalgia, but I won't even say it's nostalgia because that's like, man, that's my childhood right there. And I just don't feel the same way watching new SpongeBob as I do the classic. But overall, this was a decent episode. I'm not going to pry on it too much. This was a decent episode. Comedy was on point in this episode. I can kind of feel for the Strangler here, but overall is a good episode. Okay. He drove the man insane. He basically put himself in prison, which, it was a good thing. SpongeBob did a damn good thing. I'm gonna hit this with a nice 7 out of 10. Not obviously not the greatest episode of SpongeBob, but it's definitely up there, without a doubt. It's up there. It's up there in the ranks. What about you? What's your final review?
See, the thing about this, like, this episode has good storytelling in the sense that, like, yeah, SpongeBob was torturing the hell out of the Strangler. Well, I guess you can't really even say that. It's more of just, like, psychotic annoyance more so than, like, torturing him. But I was gonna say, like, he because of his character and everything, he deserves this torment, which, again, like, in a lot of other episodes, people would get like, more specifically newer episodes, people would get tormented for really no reason when their character didn't do nothing wrong in that episode or nothing.
Right.
So, like, but what I'm saying is the Strangler deserved it in this episode. So it's not like he was getting picked on. It's not like he was picking on or driving an innocent man crazy. So that's not just that good storytelling in that aspect. A lot of funny moments and everything. I will say, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I feel like this episode is like an episode of moments than a good episode overall, in a way.
Okay.
I feel like it has some. I mean, it's not bad by no means, but I think because of, like, because the main thing that sticks out to me is that you got your feet in my eye sockets and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And other little annoyances and stuff like that. But it's like, overall, I think I'm gonna have to give this one. A 7 too, because it's definitely good, but
it could be better.
It could be better, but I think it was still pretty good though. It had some really good moments in it.
Man, what really made it better is just see all of SpongeBob's homies just team up just to fuck this dude up. That would have made my fucking listen. I would have gave this episode a straight up 9. Listen, just to see Patrick and Larry. Oh my God, they would beat the shit out of him. But there y'all have it, man. We both give this episode, SpongeBob Meets The Strangler from season 3, a nice 7 out of 10. And we talk about SpongeBob on Mondays, so we talk about modern SpongeBob and classic SpongeBob, man. The playlist will be popping up here on the end screen in a little bit, man. This is the Cartoon Kid channel where we talk about cartoons and we do it daily, baby. Y'all always know we want to see what you think of this episode. So toss your little thoughts and opinions in the comments box below. If you like what we did, hit that like. If you didn't like what we did, always smash that dislike, man. And if you want to support us and want to join this review journey with us, hit that subscribe button. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know where we at. Y'all know y'all gonna see us daily. Y'all will see us when y'all see us. Peace.